Hello and welcome to Campus Currents, where we help you navigate the tides of campus livings. My name is Caleb Stipkovits.
And my name's Diego Dumlao. Today we're going to be recapping the Spectator's top stories. Let's get into it.
It's been under a month since Donald Trump returned to the White House as the 47th President of the United States. Since then, he's put in place policies targeting immigration, DEI, and government spending. I had the chance to speak with a few students on Inauguration Day about how they feel about Trump's return to office. Here's what they had to say. Just hours ago, President Donald Trump was inaugurated, returning to office for the first time since 2020. We're here at the Seattle University Student Center to talk to students to see how they're feeling. Obviously today, Donald Trump was inaugurated. So what are your initial feelings with that?
It's been a heavy morning. I've kind of just been trying to sleep through it, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm feeling kind of weird. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm just kind of waiting to hear about the events. And then maybe in a month, I'll be more aware of what's going to happen in the next 4 years.
I have no strong feelings. I try to just have it be that, and I can go my separate ways from it.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the inauguration ceremony? Or?
No, I did not. I didn't even know if it was today. It could have been tomorrow, and I could have been yeah.
Me and my roommate, after watching election night, we were we're gonna stay active in this, and we're gonna, get updates post. But I think to protect our peace today, we couldn't do it.
So today, the New York Times reported that they're expecting Donald Trump to sign almost 100 executive orders. Have you heard about any of the things that he's considering trying to pass today?
I've heard about the deportations and all of that stuff, and that's been heavy on my mind and really stressing me out. It's really terrifying coming from, an immigrant family. It's definitely terrifying.
They have the right to be here. They have the right to be here. I'm not for making anyone leave, that's for sure.
The United States is more the people that live there, and he can sign all these things, but it remains to be seen how people react to them.
I've just been bombarded with the PR stunt of TikTok, and that's just been so outlandish and ridiculous. I deleted the app. I can't even get it back. I'm so done with all of the PR stunts.
With Meta and TikTok pandering to Trump, I can only imagine that other social media will also pander around to Trump because from what I can see, he's kind of a radical president, and there aren't very many presidents that are doing what he does.
As a student and for other students, stay strong. We have community. We're gonna get through it together. Yeah, that's kind of it. We've done this before. We can do it again. It still sucks. It still hurts.
If you're an art student at Seattle U, your walk to class might be getting a little longer. Seattle University and Cornish College of the Arts recently announced their intent to merge in a letter to community members. If approved, the merger will make Cornish the Cornish College of the Arts at Seattle University. The merger will also add about 500 students to the Seattle U student body. A potential merger will face several challenges, including determining curriculum and planning travel between campuses. Nevertheless, the community is hopeful that a potential merger will positively impact students. Design professor Naomi Kasumi says, quote, If this is a great chance for students, then we have to embrace the change to make the best out of our students' learning, end quote. A decision is expected to be made before March 2025.
Well, Diego, I will be interested to see what this potential merger ends up looking like.
Me too, Caleb. And on the topic of mergers,
yes,
let's merge our way right into the news.
Earlier this month, a series of destructive fires broke out in and around Los Angeles. The largest of these fires is the Palisades Fire along the Pacific coast to the west of downtown LA. These fires have displaced tens of thousands of individuals and are some of the deadliest in California history, having killed at least 24 people. For some Seattle U students from the LA area, these fires are more than news, they're personal. Second-year philosophy and political science double major Ari Matsumoto has not been directly impacted by the fires, but shared how friends have been, saying, quote, watching all of their homes get uprooted and all of the places that we would go and visit together was absolutely terrible, end quote. Students fear that the fires will change the culture of their city, as family businesses may not be able to reopen and land may stay vacant. While the fires are almost fully contained, students from LA have watched their hometown burn, and the future of the city remains uncertain.
Seattle's minimum wage increased to $20.76 per hour on January 1st, 2025, up from the previous amount of $19.97. This change applies to all Seattle employers, including those previously paying lower wages for tipped employees or medical benefits. For many, including Seattle University students, the increase offers relief amid the city's rising cost of living. However, some smaller business owners are concerned about being able to afford the increase. While experts like Seattle U professor Stacy Jones support the wage hike for boosting income, they point out it alone can't solve inequality, with systemic issues like weakened labor unions also playing a role. Said Jones, quote, "I think the minimum wage to some extent has been oversold as a replacement for labor unions because we don't have as strong a labor movement as we used to," end quote. The increased minimum wage provides some relief for Seattle employees, but the lasting impact on local business remains to be seen.
Returning to campus after winter break, Seattle University students received a message from SU Today in their email inboxes, including a reminder that electric scooters are not allowed on Seattle U campus. While this policy has been in place since at least 2022, many students were unaware that the use of electric scooters was against school policy. While some rely on electric scooters as tools to get around campus, others share concerns about the safety issues caused by reckless use. Despite reminders about the ban being sent out, some worry that not enough is being done to enforce these safety measures. Currently, there is no fine or ticketing system for the use of electric scooters on campus. It is unclear if the university intends to strengthen its measures against the use of electric scooters.
You know, Caleb, I guess scooters may be scooting out of style on campus.
Very true. But scooting in is a message from our sponsors. Let's check it out.
My name is Daniel Truog. I'm the sports and opinion editor at The Spectator, and I'm also a producer of a new podcast this quarter for The Spectator with my good friend over here, Caleb, and Natalie, one of our other producers. Caleb?
And I'm Caleb Stipkovits. I'm the managing editor at The Spectator, and I am your host for our new podcast, Cherry Street Chat.
Every week we have a guest on from around the campus community. It's a lot of fun. We talk about their lives, about what it's like being at Seattle U, and all sorts of things.
Not to mention, we do a little fun segment at the end of each episode, so make sure to tune in so you can watch that at least.
Yeah, make sure to stick around to the end. We upload an episode every week, except weeks where there are campus currents, so you don't have too much Spectator content to look forward to in 1 week.
That guy seems pretty familiar, Caleb. Have you seen him before?
You know, I can't say that I have, Diego.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, but I have heard about an interesting cafe that Seattle residents can visit. Let's learn more about it.
For cat lovers across Seattle, the Meowtropolitan Cafe serves as a way to spend time with up to 25 feline companions and enjoy a fresh drink. Located in Wallingford, the cafe allows visitors to pay for 50-minute sessions with the cats. Drinks can be ordered from the coffee bar outside of the cat lounge, and drinks can be brought in and enjoyed inside with the cats. Many of the cats are permanent mainstays, but there are also often a few that are available for adoption. The adoption process is designed to be easy and uncomplicated. Visitors often form special attachments to certain cats. Many of the Meowtropolitan's visitors come just once as a novelty experience. The cafe advertises itself as a fun experience for people in Seattle to give a try. A 50-minute session costs $19. The Meowtropolitan is a wholesome experience that is sure not to disappoint. It can be a spot to relax, get work done, enjoy a drink, or even a cute date, all while allowing you to support a Seattle small business. The Hedreen Gallery has recently opened a brand new exhibit. Let's hear a little more about it.
Hey guys, I'm currently inside of the Hedreen Gallery on the edge of campus on 901 12th Avenue, where I got the pleasure to speak with Ariel Simmons, the gallery's curator. The gallery is currently exhibiting art by Molly J. Vaughn, but I'll let Ariel talk more about that.
Right now, I'm very excited to have the exhibition. Molly J. Vaughn is the artist, transition as performance, life as resistance. The artist, Molly J. Vaughn, is a local artist. We joke that she's more than interdisciplinary because she works in so many mediums. She's, multimodal. She is really focused on the message more than the medium in which she works, even though she's really a trained painter. She's a tenured professor at Bellevue College. and has exhibited at the Seattle Art Museum. She's part of the collection there, at the Fry, the Henry, as well as the National Women's Museum in DC. Just a really incredible artist that I feel lucky to be showing this work.
And how does this gallery support local and emerging artists in the Hardin Gallery?
Yeah, so we are especially focused on local artists. It's not that we don't show national and international artists. We have, and we do, but we have an incredibly talented art scene and community here in Seattle, and it just makes sense to be able to focus on the work that's being made here in Seattle.
Thank you so much, Ariel, for curating this show. Make sure to drop by and check out the exhibit in the Hadreen Gallery when you get the chance. Now back to you guys. I'll be enjoying this show. See ya.
At a concert celebrating rap artists making a name for themselves in the Pacific Northwest, Seattleite Yanni performed his first headliner in his hometown. Yanni's first project, titled Ghetto Sunset, was released in 2022. For his first album, Everywhere But Always, Yanni wanted to go in a more vulnerable direction, feeling that he needed to be more open with his audience about who he was. Said Yanni, quote, "People are gonna like you as an artist, but they're not gonna know who you are. I say this to say, I feel like the project was a good way to start opening myself up to people. The more things I put out, the more people will learn," end quote. Yanni is bringing something unique to the table at every step in the creative process. The cover art, music videos, and the songs themselves create experiences in a bottle that speak to a specific time and place. This artist is one to watch for those seeking out local talent. Yanni seems to be anything but Yanni, am I right?
Oh, brother. Let's get into sports. Every 3 months, hundreds of vendors and thousands of collectors come together at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center for the Front Row Card Show. Over 2 days, collectors gather to buy, sell, and trade various types of memorabilia. Since August, there have been 3 Front Row Card shows in Washington, with each show having a consistent growth in popularity. A large attraction to the Front Row Card shows is the unique social aspect and the community that the shows create. These shows allow collectors from all walks of life to come together and bond over their shared interest. As the hobby goes on to grow in the state, the popularity of Front Row Card shows will continue to rise, drawing in both newcomers and seasoned collectors. Whether you've been collecting for years or you're interested in getting it started, this is an event that you don't want to miss.
Collegiate name, image, and likeness, or NIL, has seen lots of changes in the past year. Since then, a class action antitrust suit referred to as House vs. NCAA is set to bring forward sweeping changes to take effect next year. The emergent question is how Seattle University will reconcile NCAA policy with its educational values and their own NIL SOAR policy, all while still remaining competitive. Despite the university's smaller size next to larger schools, numerous Seattle U athletes across various sports have begun engaging in NIL sponsorships and brand deals to varying degrees. At the end of the day, schools want to be competitive, particularly when they've just joined a new conference. With NIL packages coming from both third-party collectives and deals that athletes make themselves, the space appears ripe with opportunity for exploitation without the proper tools for oversight.
Following the 2023 to 2024 season, the Seattle U women's basketball team underwent a massive roster overhaul after losing their top 5 scorers to the transfer portal. The new team has 11 players, with one of 2 players who stuck around after last season being Juliana Walker. When asked about the new roster, the senior guard said, quote, "It was a pretty big change, but nothing I'm not used to. I'm a very welcoming person, so I welcomed them with open arms, and we got to know each other pretty quick," end quote. The team played 2 games during the week of the 20th against UT Arlington and Utah Valley. They lost with a score of 70-58 and 99-55, respectively. Head coach Skylar Young told the Spectator, quote, "We're going to be a very hard team to beat when we stop going through those droughts. The dial-in and the effort and the attitude right now is great and awesome, even despite what our record is right now," end quote. There are 6 home games left for Redhawks women's basketball. Next up is Abilene Christian University, who the team will face at 6 p.m. on February 13th.
And that's all we have for the first Campus Currents edition of 2025.
To read more, check out our website, seattlespectator.com. And until next time, stay current, Redhawks.